Buenas noches from Chile. The verse I've been looking at today is in Psalm 145, verses 9 through 13. And so to sum that up, what it says is the Lord is good to all, his mercy is over all, and all the things that he has made, and that the people shall speak of the glory of his kingdom and of his power, and that he is faithful in all of his words in his works. And that is the truth that has helped me through the last month. And so there have been some challenges and there's been some joys, but God has still shown his goodness. On April 17th, some of you already know that my little Chihuahua that got to come to Chile with me, she was 15, and so she passed away on April 17th. And it's been a little quiet, but God even used that situation to help open the door for the gospel. When I went to the crematory, my neighbor actually was like, "God's telling me to go with you," and so she went with me. And the young man that works there was asking me, of course, why am I in Chile? And I'm telling him what I can of my testimony, but then he starts asking some really great questions, including my favorite, why Jesus? And so I was glad that Nancy was there to kind of back up my Spanish and basically just to share the gospel and who Jesus is with this young man. Other challenges this month, my mom moved out of the family home and into a facility, and they got to show me on WhatsApp her new room, and they're taking good care of her, and she's getting great care. But just a challenge, just knowing that family home is not occupied anymore, and that she's having to go through some changes for her care. And so also having a lot of challenges in just language learning and cultural adjustment and just preparing for ministry here. And that stretches me a little bit every day. And some days I'm looking at him like, this is impossible, God. And then God reminds me he is the God of the impossible. That's just who he is. And so I think about all the impossible things he's done just in the last 7 years to get me to Kalama, to get me to the place where he said he will win the city to himself. So as and we're preparing to begin ministry at the City Center for Women who've experienced domestic violence. I'm just reminded that nothing is too hard for our Lord. For him, nothing is impossible, and he will be faithful to do what he has promised, and that is win this city to himself through the least of these. And so I want to thank all of you for praying, for standing with me, those of you who've been giving, because all of that is a partnership in what God is doing here in Northern Chile. And I can't wait to see what he does next.